还没有开始 recording 啊。
Yeah.
哦，我以为我们刚刚进来就开始录了，因为时间
没有。OK, thank.
谢谢。
好，
来吧，再一次。
好 ，OK, 3, 2, 1. OK, 欢迎回来。我们今天To be honest, 我们邀请到一位很棒的一个软体工程师 John 来跟我们聊天，欢迎。
欢迎 John。然后今天我们为了学习讲英文，所以我们会用中英混杂的方式来做这次的对谈。
Okay, welcome back. Today we have invited a retired software engineer who is currently enjoying a leisure life to chat with us.
For today's conversation, in order to practice English, we would use a mix of English and Chinese throughout our discussions.
Okay.
So for the first question, I guess Amelia.
Oh, Amelia.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any plans in Taiwan right now?
Yeah, I do. I plan to stay in Taiwan. I actually plan to stay here on the long term. For right now, this is my second time that I have come to Taiwan. Mm-hmm. The first time I lived in Taiwan, I lived for 6 years, from about 2014 to 2020. Mm-hmm. And I was working for Google. Originally, I was working also for a Taiwanese company in Taipei, 微刚科技啊。
Oh.
Yeah. 可是然后我给那个 Google 打工啊。对，现在我们在讲 English.
So wait, during the time you're working in Taiwan, is actually COVID?
Just before COVID.
Just before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID. I left Taiwan maybe several days before the big COVID started to hit.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got out in time, and I got to America when the lockdown started, the COVID lockdown, where they were restricting people's movement.
So after you went back to the US, you was locked down already.
Yeah, there was some lockdown over there. I was staying in New Mexico State, New Mexico, with a friend of mine, and they had a pretty strict lockdown there. Yeah, mostly it was like the masks. Even if you went outside, you have to wear a mask, which in America is really crazy because nobody, at least beforehand, nobody wore a mask outside.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable to wear a mask.
Yeah, and also it's not in the culture. I mean, in America, it's so open and wide, that there's no need for that kind of thing. And I know over here in Taiwan, it's an island, and people are used to wearing masks all the time. Before COVID, Taiwan people, were wearing masks.
Yeah, because the air situation, it's not that stable.
Yeah, it's not a big change for Taiwan, during COVID, to wear the mask. But in America, it was a big deal because America's the land of freedom, So everybody's used to freedom in so many different ways, and including not having to wear a mask. But being forced to wear a mask, was a big change for many people in their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that was in New Mexico where it was very strict. And then later on, I moved to my old home, which is Arizona. Mm-hmm. And it was more lax there. Lax means less strict. It's not as strict. So, yep. But to answer your question, it was just before COVID, right?
Okay. I don't really have memories during the COVID. I just think because everyone's locked down in their homes, and I think the time just moves so fast. I cannot really feel the time during COVID. Yeah. So.
Yep. Well, just as long as everybody was safe and try to be happy, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. And the next question is, when you came here, and have you experienced any culture shocks before?
When I first came to Taiwan, it was somewhat of a culture shock, but I had lived previously in China.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Shanghai.
Yeah. 我之前住在上海住了3年呢，可是在上海之前呢，我也是住在深圳呢，然后呢在南部啊，大陆的南部啊，对，住几个月，然后后来我就搬到上海，然后就在上海3年了，对呀，那时候我学习一点上海话是，所以呢，我住上海住了3年啊。
What?
I lived in Shanghai for 3 years. Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah. And after a while, I start to understand it. Just like here in Taiwan, after a while, you start to understand the language. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you used to life here?
Like, I do used to live in Taiwan.
Yes.
Yeah. So originally when I did come to Taiwan, of course, when you do a big move like this, it's a huge change. Even if you're used to the place, it's still a big change. So it takes several months to get used to it. But so the first time moving to Taiwan, it was a big change. But I enjoyed it though. It was good to see something different. So each time I moved, it was because I needed to move. I was ready to move. That's the best time to move is when you're ready, because your mind is open and your heart is open. You're ready for the change. So I came to Taiwan and I saw a brand new world. It was really beautiful, really wonderful. So the second time coming here, in a way it was easier, because I had lived here before.
Yes, have an experience.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you for liking Taiwan.
Yeah.
Love Taiwan, yeah.
Okay, so for our next question is that, what is your main job responsibility in China?
So when I was in China, I went to work for 2 companies, but basically they were in the same industry. So they were in the shipping industry.
Shipping industry.
Yeah, so like 海运、空运、快运.
Yeah.
So it's like, air freight, shipping freight, truck freight. So across, back and forth across mainland China. In most of the work that we did was for international moving. Yeah. So it was, people who were moving from their homes. So 如果他们要搬家到从国外来了，或者到从大陆到国外，如果他们搬家，我们也是做这个，也是帮助他们搬家，搬他们的东西啊。Yeah. So, it was mostly that, and I did that for 3 years, working in Shanghai. And it was a very interesting time. Really, really, really interesting, because China was going through a lot of changes. And I had 2 bosses. So one boss, this was a Chinese-Danish joint venture company. So I had a Danish boss, and then I had a Chinese boss. So I had to report to 2 bosses. So the Danish boss I reported to, and we spoke English. But then the Chinese boss, 那时候我的中国老板呢，她是女生的，她是北京委员会员的，北京委员会员。对呀。She was very powerful woman. Yeah. And so it was interesting having her as a boss also. And what made it so interesting is the company had several foreigners working there before, but the people who worked that the foreigners managed, I was working there as a manager, and the foreigners who worked there before, they felt the foreigners did not treat them with respect. So they felt really bad working with the foreigners. But when I came to work there, I treated them like people,
like people, okay.
Equals, and people, we got along, we made friends and all that. And originally the Chinese boss did not trust me because of the bad experience before. And then, so later on, it took her half a year until she finally talked to me. She never talked to me for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then finally, after 6 months, she talked to me, and we became friends. And every time she spoke with me, she always says, "We Chinese," 我们中国人啊，blah blah blah. 可是后来呢，我开始明白了，如果她说我们中国人，她也是保我。Oh, it was so strange. She was including me as being one of the Chinese people. So it was very interesting, really interesting relationship. And my other colleagues, they said, John, this is very strange, because she never had a foreign friend before. She worked for foreigners, but she said she never had a foreign friend. And so this was new for her. It was new for me. It was a really interesting time.
Is she into you?
In Shanghai, yeah. But
wow.
Yeah, it was really amazing time in the mainland, yeah. Yeah.
And it's...
But so, so it's, in a way, it's not a big, to go back to your original question, though, it's not a big culture shock in a way. Yeah.
Because there's more big one culture shock, is there?
Yeah. Well, when I first went to mainland China, it was a big culture shock. But but coming to Taiwan, it's because Taiwan is very open, and it's very Western also.
Really?
So moving to Taiwan it's still Taiwan's so interesting. There's two sides to Taiwan. One is the old-fashioned Taiwan, where it's just the old 老代的中国文化. The old Chinese culture. And then, but also Taiwan is very open to the modern, all the modern ideas and modern technologies. And as we know, Taiwan is super important right now in the world, because especially like with was it TSMC, the chip company.
Oh, yeah.
With this company, this Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company, is opening 2 huge factories near my old home in Arizona. And 2 huge factories, really big. And so they are providing the Western world with a lot of the new chips for the computers. So Taiwan is very important, in the world, and very important to America. Yeah. So, anyway, so it's so Taiwan's like a blend of old-fashioned values and then the very modern things. So,
and it's China really very competitive. Is the industry highly competitive or competitive? Oh, sorry.
Competitive. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Competitive.
Yeah. So anybody is competitive. Any country is competitive. It's just in China, they have their own way of doing things, They have their own style. And yes, it is very competitive there. It's But
so you work with so is there any college of you is also from the state or something when you're in China?
You mean colleagues?
Yeah, colleagues.
So what about the colleagues in China?
Okay, so like some of us in Taiwan thinks that in China's company that it's super competitive between the co-workers.
Yes. I think so. Yeah, it is.
Oh,
it is, because everybody wants to rise up and get a higher position and get a higher salary. That just seems to be part of the environment, part of the culture over there. Yes.
Then how about like comparing China's company with U.S. company, like when you're students say?
Different kind of competition, but still in America, it was in traditional American companies. Yes, it was very competitive also. Yeah. But I see huge, big changes going on across the world from what I see. Listening to people talking and also working and talking with people in the international business. Now the job I had more recently in America before I came back to Taiwan was working for Microsoft. Uh-huh. And so I was working with people from New Zealand, India, Australia, Europe, America, of course. And the culture and the attitude had changed a lot. We were not working as competitors anymore. We were working, a lot of people in the last job I had, we were working as a family, as a big family. And people became good friends. I became good friends with one of the guys with my colleague in Germany. And it's like he's like my brother. He feels like he's my brother. He says, when you're ready to come to Germany, we're gonna go. He also likes nature. 我喜欢大自然呢。有时候我喜欢去外面呐，爬山呐，对呀，看大自然呢。他也是这样的。
Camping or
camping, hiking, going to look, and
wow.
So I have he said if I want to, I can go and set up my office there. If I want to go to work and if I have some work, some remote work, then I can go work there in his office also. So yeah, so it was a huge change in the culture because previously, big companies like Microsoft or Intel or IBM, they were what they're called the corporate, heavy corporate, old-fashioned, formal corporate lifestyle. And people do not become close and become like family. But I see that changing recently. People are becoming more like family in recent years in the American work culture. And in a way, the COVID was a gift because it forced everybody to work from home, many people to work from home. And so people were lonely.
Oh.
They were working from home and they were locked in. And so when they talk on the phone or talk on the internet, they have the internet meetings. They would really pay attention to their colleagues and they established this bond, this feeling of family and friendship. So in that respect, COVID was a gift, It doesn't force us to waste time to go drive the car to the office, and then still stay separated in the separate desks and stuff. And now you get to see people all you want to in these meetings. And there's a lot more meetings, face-to-face meetings. So in that respect, it was a very interesting change, the COVID thing. So,
So we're a little question for you. So before I was reading a book, its name is, I think it's The Underlying Logic. And the writer actually worked in Microsoft once when he was young. And then he mentioned that the Microsoft company in China, some of the people, like his co-workers, actually sleeps in the company. Is that true?
They what? Split?
Sleep in the company.
Split meaning
sleep.
Sleep?
Oh, what, they would sleep in it?
Sleeping in the company.
Is it like sleeping at their desk?
No, but in the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have too much work to do. So
they would live.
Yeah. So except of going home, they actually choose to sleep in the company.
Yeah. Okay, so they would sleep at their desk or sleep in the office.
Something like that.
I'm sure that's possible. I did not see that.
Oh.
When I was there. When I was working in China, people I did not see people doing that. Now I was working for a shipping and logistics company. So it's kind of 在那个环境啊，他们有一些人呢，他们是工人啊，在我们的工厂啊，不是工厂，在我们的仓库啊 ，OK， 在仓库啊，我们有东西那边啊，然后我们也有普通的办事处啊 ，So we had a regular office, and then we also had the warehouse, and so sometimes I would see the warehouse workers sleeping, but they were working very hard. And it was hot outside, this was in Shanghai. So they had no air conditioning. So it was and then also during the lunchtime, sometimes people sleep,
Yes.
And now I worked here in Taiwan before, and during the lunchtime in Taiwan, in the big companies I worked for before, they would sleep at their desk during the lunch hour. During this certain time. Now that was during the middle of the day. Now living at the office, no, I didn't see anybody living at the office in Taiwan. Now in China, yes, I'm sure it's possible because of the very competitive. It has been very competitive there, but of course now everything's changing. There's many companies. I don't mean to criticize China at all, but there are many companies in China that are closing, because a lot of it has to do with the Trump tariffs, the Trump import taxes. Many companies are closing, and it's really hitting and changing the Chinese economy, China's economy. So, huge changes. In so much such huge changes that are going on over there in China, but it's also across the world because many changes are taking place aside from the things that Trump is doing.
It is. Okay, so next question. What do you think which one is more profitable, software or hardware?
For the time being, software. But there's also, it depends because, so the software is becoming so advanced and it demands lots of power, especially the AI, the new AI developments. So the AI requires lots of power. Well, in order to have lots of power, you have to have the hardware to run the AI.
Yeah.
And the hardware has to be very, very powerful. So it's kind of both, but the focus that most people see, everybody sees the end user, the person who uses the technology. They always see the software. They don't see the hardware part. But in order to run the software, the AI, you need to have the hardware that's very powerful. And that's where, again, Taiwan comes in with that, with all the chips they're making. And so the company in Taiwan that's making those chips is NVIDIA. Yeah. Some people say NVIDIA is not Taiwanese, but the guy who's in charge there, his name is Jensen Huang.
Yeah.
He's originally Taiwanese.
Well, everyone knows. Yeah. I think everyone knows NVIDIA, but I've heard another company. It's called AMD.
Yeah.
You once heard before?
Yeah, there's AMD. Right. There's other companies too. There's that maybe they're not so much into making the chips and stuff, but there's also the service companies that put together the data centers. Like there's another one called I think it's Grok, GROQ.
Oh yeah.
Not Grok AI, but Grok the data center services company. It's a different company. But so software and hardware, though, they're both very important. And so as far as like profit goes, it depends. It depends on the market. Maybe the more important question is which one has a better future for somebody who wants to do the work, who wants to look for work.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say the probably more diverse opportunities are in software.
Oh.
Yeah, because the hardware kind of, for the time being, it stays more or less the same. You need the powerful chips to run the AI, and everybody's developing software that usually has to do with AI. AI is not the only technology out there, because I was working with some very special technology that was not exactly AI. It's very cool kind of technology. The one that I was working with was called hyperdimensional computing, which not many people have heard about.
Never heard.
Right. But it will come up more and more. Remember, we were talking earlier, I keep saying in the future, we will see so many new changes. And
you say the 量子力学.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So in coming years, we will soon see some huge, wonderful changes in the technology. And a lot of it will have to do with AI, but some of it will have to do with other kinds of software.
So it can replace the solar energy after?
Yeah. So so right now, a huge problem across the whole world, especially with the AI, because the AI uses so much energy, is that these data centers, they require lots of energy. They consume huge amounts of energy. And they also use a lot of water to
cool down
the data center. You're right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there is no nuclear power or...
Well, I mean, nuclear power has been around for a long time, but you have to remember the history of nuclear power is that originally nuclear power was derived from the military use of nuclear power. So there's plutonium and uranium. Those were both used for weapons, as nuclear weapons. So so it's easier to make a transition from the military use to the civilian use by using the same technology. The problem with, and also it's been a problem in Taiwan, is that everybody knows that kind of nuclear is dangerous. I mean, if it gets out of control, it can really poison the environment.
Yeah, and Taiwan is so small.
And Taiwan is very small, and the Taiwan people are very sensitive to the whole nuclear thing. In the past, there's been a lot of argument about using nuclear power in Taiwan. And so that is legitimate. That is justified, that kind of argument. And the thing is, I know that there are different kinds of nuclear power. There is one that was used beforehand, but was never really expanded. It was not really developed too much, mostly for political reasons. But there's another kind of power. It's called thorium.
Thorium.
Yeah, thorium. Thorium power.
Mm-hmm.
And that is actually kind of a safe nuclear power because it requires the system that it requires a lot of the energy that I could get it. It's a very long explanation, but basically thorium is much safer. It's also easier to harvest thorium, to grab thorium and to use it. Now that is one of the, in the future, we are going to see a change in where energy comes from. Thorium might be one of those technologies. I know that China is already developing thorium nuclear power. Mm-hmm. They're using thorium, what's called thorium molten salts. And they're already developing that. But that's an old technology because it's easy to develop. There's another one that's very new that has to do with the quantum. 那个量子科学.
量子力.
Yeah. So it has to do, it's kind of a quantum related science power is called it's a plasma nuclear. And it's okay in the traditional school education we are taught there are 3 states of matter. There's a solid, there's a liquid, and there's a gas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a 4th state of matter that most schools don't teach us about. It's called plasma.
Plasma.
Yeah, and that is like the high plasma. Yeah. 电什么我忘记了它叫什么
How to spell it?
Plasma. Plasma.
离子.
Yeah.
Is this one?
Yes. Yeah. 对，电浆.
Oh, 电浆.
Yeah. Plasma. Yes.
We have never listened to this before.
Yeah, they usually don't teach it in school. But lately, if you are a business person and you are on LinkedIn,
mm-hmm.
Which is LinkedIn is kind of like Facebook for business people. So if you're on LinkedIn and you connect with and you look at the scientific discussion, you will see there's so many people talking about plasma and plasma energy. I even met a guy here in Fengyuan who's working with, he's trying to develop some kind of plasma technology. So people everywhere, the scientific people are trying to develop plasma energy or work with plasma energy. The thing is, plasma is very common. It's very common because if like lightning, okay, the lightning electricity, but the field, the white light that surrounds the electrical field, the electrical bolt of lightning, that is plasma. Yeah, it appears in nature. Oh. It's a natural thing. Yeah, just like solid liquid gas is natural, but plasma is also.
Sounds cool.
But it's very high energy and it provides a lot of power. So if you can figure out how to do that, how to open up the plasma or get it started, then it's very powerful. So lately, going back to the energy and the AI and all that, so these data centers and the computing power they require is very, very high, requires a lot of electricity. So there are different people who are developing plasma nuclear power, and it's very powerful. That will be one of the transition technologies to the other energy source that I spoke of earlier, which is 零电.
零电?
Yeah, the 0 point energy.
Oh, just like the 量子力学.
It's I don't think many people know about it in Chinese. But it's called 0 point energy or ZPE. Sometimes it's also called free energy.
Oh.
And from what I can tell, there's many scientists who've spoken about this in interviews who used to work for the government and for the military. And it has been around in the military, at least, for many, many years. 0 point energy. This kind of energy does not require the sun, does not require fuel, does not require nuclear, doesn't require anything.
Yes.
It's very interesting.
Well, this kind of like energy is always a big problem, I guess. And I think nowadays, like every country all around the world, that it's like a long race. Like we want to get this kind of market. So yeah. For the next question will be, what is the biggest difference between traditional AI and modern AI? And how do we differ they?
So if traditional AI, if you want to call it that, was something that was grown in very small stages and small steps. And it was it uses what we call very linear thinking. Very linear thinking. Just like a regular computer uses like a linear binary coding, where it's like 0 and 1 and 0 and 1, 1, 1, 0. It goes in a line. It's only two-dimensional. In other words, it's two-dimensional. Well, it's two-dimensional. It's flat. It only goes in one direction. So that's I guess you call it traditional AI. So in other words, regular computing is also linear, but the AI is just built up upon that framework. So that is, I guess, what you call traditional AI. Now, the more modern AI, which we are barely getting into, which we are barely starting to see, are the super advanced form of AI that operates in that technology that I mentioned before, is starting to approach it. It's called hyperdimensional. Now, some people say this is crazy. And no, if you look up the words hyperdimensional computing, you will see that it was originally started to be discussed as an idea as early as the 1970s, I think. And then later on, more in the 1990s. And afterwards, people are starting to develop their own version of it. And I was working with a couple of engineers with hyperdimensional computing. And it's, how like in the Marvel movies, they have like the multiverse. Okay. Well, it's a similar idea. It's like, they use the word multi, but in this industry, we use hyper. So it's like multi-dimensional computing. And people say, well, that's impossible. That's the movies. And I go, well, the movies provide a lot of hints about what's possible.
Yeah.
So
that's why it's a movie.
Yeah. And right now, again, if you go look on LinkedIn, people are starting to talk about some really, it sounds like it's crazy, but they are developing it. They're talking about all these, it sounds like they're developing this crazy stuff, but it's actually real. And I was working with some engineers on hyperdimensional computing, and we got it to work. It works just fine. So it's not linear. It's actually, not only is it, okay, linear is actually 2D. There's 1D is where you have one point, and 2D is where you have something on a flat linear surface. 3D is where it's like this. It's like 3D here. Well, we got this hyperdimensional computing, this multi-dimensional computing to work out to 10,000D. And I know it sounds crazy, but we got it to work.
Really
it's very powerful. It's very fast. You can actually run it on a regular computer too.
Oh.
You don't need special fancy software.
We don't need
hardware, I mean.
So we don't no longer need like AI server or something.
No, you don't. No.
Oh, that's very cool.
The thing about hyperdimensional computing is that people think that it's impossible. They think it's only in the movies. But no, it's actually real. I mean, if you do the research and you find the right people to develop it, then it does work. And we did get it to work. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know that there's lots of crazy startup company nowadays. Yeah, and I've once heard that so running an own business is actually more easier than before. Is that true?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yeah, because yes, it is easier because we have the technology there to support us. I mean, we have all the software and we have the confidence. We have the people that we can work with. The thing is that because there's so much variety of service, there are also those bad people who go out there and they try to cheat other people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of those cheaters. But not only that, but some of the services are very powerful and people don't understand them. So they don't think it's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the problem was with
Yes.
That's the problem with my company. My company, the software, the I don't want to call it software. The technology works so well that the people we showed it to, they said, "This is
they don't want to."
他们说不可能，我不会相，I can't understand that. They don't think it's true, so they think we were trying to cheat them. But it actually works.
Wow,
it's fantastic. It was one of the application that we used, the sample application that we used it for, was to do the diagnosis for the chest illnesses, chest diseases, and you take an X-ray of the chest to see what the problem is. And usually the human doctor will look at it, and it takes them maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or 15 minutes to see the problem, and they talk about it and they think about it, where the software that we developed was able to not only look at the chest x-ray, but look at it in many
they can do the same thing as
a doctor. And they were in the software. Okay, so the doctors were able to find the problem with I think it was 85% accuracy. Where the software was able to do it, and they took them maybe 10 minutes to do it.
Wow.
Within 10 minutes. Okay. The software took 20 seconds and had 97% accuracy.
Oh.
It's really fast.
It's very fast. Very fast.
Wow.
Yeah, and very powerful. This was the hyperdimensional computing with a special kind of AI.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of AI was called neurosymbolic AI. It thinks like the brain. Neurosymbolic AI. Yeah. And so it was very fast. It's very accurate. And so there's lots of potential for that. So this, though, we were able to get this AI and run on a regular computer, a laptop computer. Don't need a big data center. So
a little bit scary.
It could be. It's it depends on how you think about it. Yeah.
And for now that vibe coding is so popular, so do you think our generation still needs to learn programming languages personally?
So the vibe coding is very recent, and it's appropriate because we do have AI that's out there that does start to write the code. People are doing it, what's called the vibe, V-I-B-E, vibe coding. And that's a very interesting development because before, in previous years, people was thinking really hard using their brain.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the vibe coding, vibe is an English word that implies using your intuition.
Yes.
Your feelings. Oh, it's like you have a feeling you should do it this way. And this is really very interesting because it has to do with the changes that are going on across the planet among many, many people. People are going away from the hardcore mental process to more of a heartfelt process. So everybody's living in their head before and they don't pay attention to their heart.
Oh, yes.
Right. Now, the focus is starting to change, going more towards the heart. They're using the vibe. So they're using the intuition to work with the AI to develop the coding. And they have an idea of what needs to be done, and they're using that intuition. But yes, it's still useful to have traditional programming because there's traditional practical things that you need to think about. Like the AI, the security of the AI. Is it safe to use? Is it stay secure? Is it protected from the outside hacking, that kind of thing? So you still need to have the old traditional coding that's going on. Yes, you do need
if
that.
it has some problem and we have to know how to fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How to analyze it, how to think about it. Yeah. But the vibe part, working with the AI, it makes the development much faster. That's the thing, is that that software development has become very fast. You cannot use the old-fashioned coding way of doing it because it's too slow.
Yes.
So now we have some major AI companies out there that are publicly available to everybody. So everybody knows about ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's a couple of others that I've worked with before that I really like a lot. One is called Grok, Grok.
Yeah.
And then the other one is called Perplexity. Yeah, Perplexity is
I really like that one.
Yeah, Perplexity is really good.
Yeah.
It's really interesting though, because remember how I said that people are going more towards their intuition. They're going more towards their heart. You know, in the way they go about their life and the way they go about their work for developing software, but also how they live their life too. The people are going to their heart. So there's a very interesting AI out there that's called the Architect, which is a service offering a portion of ChatGPT. Is called Architect. And when we finish, I can show it to you guys.
Okay.
But it talks about the philosophy of life, and it talks about these really cool stuff. It's almost like you're talking to a person.
Yeah.
The very wise person. It's really, really interesting, really cool. Yeah. So, but the original question was hardware and software. We're going to need both. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question. With the advent of the AI era, what preparations should we make?
Okay, so for the future?
Yeah, for the future.
Yeah, so everyone, it doesn't matter if you're young or old, you're looking for a job, you're not looking for a job. We need to remain very open-minded and very open-hearted. So usually in English we say open-minded, but not many people say open-hearted. You know, but that's changing. Is that we're going to have an open mind and an open heart.
Both.
We have to have both. We have to have the balance, because previously there was no balance. Previously, everybody only valued the mind, and they put aside the feelings and their heart.
Yeah.
They put that aside and may make it wait, you know, and that caused a lot of suffering. But we are coming out of that time now. Now we have so many people who are saying, I'm tired of this lifestyle. You know, I want to start to use my heart more. I want to have the feelings I want to enjoy my job. You know, I want to have a chance to work with people who I love. You know, I want to have more time together with the people who are my family, you know, in the workplace, you know. And so that's why I was very fortunate. I was very lucky to work in that kind of environment when I was at Microsoft, because I did get to meet some people who became like family for me.
Oh,
so
that's so sweet.
Yeah. And that's changing. At least in that environment it was. And I hope the people who are listening to this recording here, I hope they are encouraged, because really, that's the only sustainable way. You know how like Taiwan always want to have sustainable environment? You know, well, this is part of the sustainable environment where people get together and they work together, and they might actually love each other too. Like brothers and sisters. And that's okay. That's really nice. That is sustainable, you know. Where before it's like separation, everybody was separated. It's cold and not much feeling, you know, it's not nice. But now it's changing. We are seeing this change. And like I said, all you have to do is go on LinkedIn and you see so many people, so many doctors, so many professionals talking about loving their work and doing their work with their heart.
Well, that's very beautiful. But actually, I think yesterday I've watched an interview about like he is like a person who gives a speech to the CEO, like a really high position in Taiwan's company, and then the host asks that person like, why is now so Taiwan's company, like the traditional industry, cannot really keep humans, like because now Gen Z, they want to be more following their heart. They don't want to work so hard. They want to find the works that they're really into. What's your opinion about that?
That's growing.
Yeah.
There's so many people. So we have these people who grew up in a technology environment, in traditional office. We have all this technology, and many of these people are exposed to the higher and higher level technology, especially lately, like AI. And there's so many software offerings. There's so many software support that people, they feel empowered, self-empowered.
Yeah.
So they are encouraged to go ahead and start their own company. So yes, there are many people who are like that. I think there are many factors that are making this happen. These factors can be explained scientifically, but not many people talk. Most of the mainstream news doesn't talk about these scientific factors. It's too bad we're not doing a video right now, because I can show you. One of the scientific, they call it a theory, but I'm sure it's true though, is that, if you put more energy into a system, the system becomes busier.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it becomes more creative, much more creation. So one of the things about where we are located physically in the solar system, the planets.
Yep.
Okay. The planets travel up and down in a wave along the disk of this galaxy. I know this sounds far out there, but this is scientifically proven. If you do the research, you can find the science that will back up what I'm saying now. But but they don't talk about this in the news.
Okay.
But it goes up and down in the wave, and we are coming upwards, aligning with what's called the galactic rift. I can spell these words for you later.
Okay.
But basically, this is a place where we're aligning with much higher energy coming from the galactic core, the center. There's a lot more energy coming from there. And so it's injecting more energy into our planetary system, and people are receiving this energy and they're becoming more
creative.
Yes. It's like we're in a microwave. Weibologia.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I never heard this before.
I can draw a picture for you later or explain it. Yeah, but this is happening across. This is why we're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing crazy politics. We're seeing more active politics, more active everything. Money system, people, creativity. So this is all scientific, though. This can be explained by science.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. 要休息一下吗？
好啊。
Take a rest. What do you like the most about Taiwan?
Several things I love about Taiwan. Not like, but love.
Love.
Yeah. So the land is very beautiful. Yes, very beautiful. There's some variety. There's like the plain, flat land, which is plain and flat. That's fine. But the smell and the environment is different for many people. And then there's the mountains. And then there's the mountains. Sometimes the mountains also have jungle. So
you have been to the Taiwan's jungle?
Yeah, easy to get to, especially the East Sanjiu on the 139 freeway to going up to from Changhua to Nantou.
Wow.
Yeah, 埔里那边呢。 ，因为你知道我喜欢骑摩托车。
Yes。
对啊，所以呢，我有看过了好多了，在那边有。So yeah, Taiwan's just a beautiful land. And then of course the people are really beautiful. It's interesting. So Taiwan, I said before, Taiwan is a mix of the old culture and the new culture.
Yes.
And partly what it has to do with Taiwan history, because Taiwan was
colony.
It was colonialized. Yeah, it was a colony. It was taken over by other countries before. You thought of the right idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the people who have been colonized like that before, the people learn to cooperate together, to support each other, and they help each other. That's why it's like Taiwanese people are just so helpful, you know. It's just like, thank you so much. We had lunch. Your mom took
Yes, she's busy. Yes.
Yeah. And so the people are very generous and they're very helpful, you know.
Yeah.
And then also another thing is like the infrastructure. You know, the roads are good. Most of the roads, and then also it's so convenient here. Of course, everybody says, "Oh, yes, 7-Eleven everywhere."
Yeah.
So there's a lot of convenience, but also, you know, like compared to, let's say, like the medical system here in Taiwan works in many ways more efficiently than the medical system in America. In America, it's very slow, it's very expensive, and it's not really helpful for the people. You know,
you have to have insurance.
You have to have insurance. You have to pay for insurance, and it's very expensive and it's very inefficient. At least the way it is now. Later, it will change. This will change later. Remember, I keep saying there will be many changes that are coming. Yeah, and I see that coming. I see it. There's so many changes, but in Taiwan, though, the medical system is very good. It's very fast. You can go into a hospital, and maybe you have to wait a while. 你需要排队一下。Okay. 可是等一下你快要看病啊。So you can go see the doctor very quickly after you go into the hospital. And that's efficient, and it's also inexpensive too. So it's not as expensive as America.
How do you feel about so before there's a CEO in American, that health insurance CEO, I guess, being killed by the others?
Was it a guy who was shot on the sidewalk?
I think so.
By a young man came up behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. So, especially because of all the feelings that were created by COVID, being locked in and being so frustrated and being so separated from many people, that caused a lot of frustration and lots of anger. And I know that happened across the world. I mean, look what happened in China. It was terrible. They're locking people. They were welding the door shut. They were they couldn't even get out of their apartment if they wanted to, or their home. Yeah, so there is a lot of the frustration that has to do with these so-called health issues. And so that health guy, now that guy, I forget who, that big CEO guy, I think he worked maybe for Pfizer or one of the big vaccination companies. The thing is, that makes it more frustrating is that everybody's expecting the medicine to work, but then they make you take it again and again and again. Well, if it doesn't work, then why do you force us to take it? That's what many people are becoming frustrated with, that because it's expensive, and it also, there's a lot of people questioning if the medicine is maybe not helpful. Maybe it's actually poisonous. Many people questioning that already questioning that. So, and all it is just an excuse to pay more money, but it's not helping anyone. But people are still getting sick, or maybe sometimes they get sicker because they think, many people are thinking that the medicine is actually some kind of poison, basically. So there are some people who do believe that. And I think maybe that may have been that man who shot the CEO guy, because of the lockdown and all that. And I don't know what the story behind that person was. I don't know all the details.
Well, I only know that he's now facing some lawsuit, and but everyone thinks that he's a hero.
Right. Yeah. Because, I mean, when you look at it, ask yourself this, okay? You get an illness. There may be a serious illness, okay? And you go to the doctor and they give you medicine. But then if the medicine really worked, the medicine should cure you, right?
Yeah.
It should make you feel better. But no, maybe you feel the same, or maybe you feel a little better, but you're still sick. And you need to go back and take more medicine and take more medicine well, if the medicine, you have to keep taking it, some people are starting to think the medicine doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
It just wastes money. It's just, I'm paying money for something that doesn't work. Here's another example, very common example, okay? It's toothpaste that has the fluoride in it, okay? They tell us in school, when we're little kids, you brush your teeth with the fluoride, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it will protect your teeth.
Yes.
But then later, you have to go to the dentist and they have to drill out the holes in your teeth because the fluoride doesn't really work. It doesn't work. It doesn't help. So why did they make you use that? Why did they make you pay for a toothpaste that has fluoride in it, but it doesn't help? It doesn't protect you. And then they put the fluoride in the water and they say, oh, it's good for your teeth. Well, the water only hit your tooth for a tenth of a second, and then it goes into your body. It doesn't. The fluoride isn't touching your teeth. So there's people are really starting to question, these why the medical industry makes us do these things, buy medicine that doesn't cure. The medicine actually makes an imbalance in your body so that you get more sick sometimes too. And then you have to take a different medicine to try to balance the imbalance. But that causes imbalance. And then another medicine. So soon somebody's on 3, 4, 5, 6 medicines.
I think medicines is only assistance to use. It's not can make you feel
So it's maybe to assist you I think ideally a medicine would be nice if medicine assists you for a while, but then your body knows how to recover, how to become healthy again. Okay, that's when medicine like that is helpful, I think. But so what is the natural state of a person? A person's natural state is to be healthy, right?
Yes.
Not unhealthy. So why take something that will continue, that even though you take this medicine, it doesn't help you and you continue to be unhealthy? So that means, no, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
The medicine's not working. So I think some people are getting very angry about that because the people are getting really sick, and there's different reasons for the sickness. And I can't discuss that. We could talk for many days about that. Yeah.
And the next question is, why are you interested in aliens?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you travel around, the reality about the aliens is inevitable. It's unavoidable. Okay. If you go outside in nature and you go around the world in nature, how many different kinds of birds are there? There's hundreds of kinds of birds out there. So many kinds. And there's many variation. Maybe over here you have, chema, sparrow, right? You have a sparrow, but then over here the sparrow almost the same, but it's like more brown. You have another one that's larger. There's so many variations of life for birds. Okay, for humans, there's many variations of humans. Everybody looks different. Your face looks different. Your face looks different. Mine. So there's all kinds of different life. There's so much different life. We only live on one planet. And the scientists are talking about there must be millions of planets out there. So, of course, there's going to be different kinds of life out there. So, it's all about creation, and there's so many different kinds of people and so many different kinds of life in this universe. It's unavoidable that we will come in contact with, people that we call aliens. So why not be prepared? Let's be prepared. I mean, so many people, since I was a little boy, since before I was born, people were already talking about the aliens, talking about contacting them. Some people said they already contact them. So,
I also believe that.
Yes. So there's different reasons why people think we are not in contact with aliens, when actually we are. It's just the way you think about it. And then sometimes it's more obvious, sometimes it's not obvious. So, when we finish, I can show you some pictures. It's very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's unavoidable. That's why I'm interested in aliens, because I want people to know, to get ready. Because especially this year, we're seeing lots of UFOs. I already told you, I showed you the pictures, right?
Oh, yes.
Of the UFOs. Yeah.
I've heard that the U.S. government, like every U.S. government, have to release some documents, secret documents, during the time. And so some people are saying that Donald Trump maybe release some showing that aliens are real or something like that.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of discussion. There has been a lot of discussion. Okay, do you remember, let's see, back in the 50s and 60s, there was Kennedy, President Kennedy, who was
being shot.
Yeah, he was assassinated, unfortunately. There's many people who are familiar with that situation who said that the reason why he was assassinated was because the bad people did not want him to start talking about the aliens.
Oh.
Because he apparently knew about that, and he was going to start talking about that. That was one of the reasons that, a lot of people have discussed that was one reason why he was killed. Yeah. It's inevitable. There's also a lot of discussion. There was another president named Eisenhower.
Never heard.
President Eisenhower.
Oh,
Eisenhower. Yeah. Anyway, his great-granddaughter, Laura Eisenhower, his great-granddaughter, his family, she talks about President Eisenhower did talk with the aliens. Okay? I know it sounds crazy, but they don't teach you that in school.
Yeah.
And all that. But she's part of his family. She's his great-granddaughter, and she says, yes, he did speak with the aliens. I think it was around 19... He has several meetings with them, actually. And I don't want to. Yeah, that's a huge story. A different story. That's a different story. But it's unavoidable. I mean, the whole thing with the aliens is unavoidable that we talk about. It's good that we talk about it because then we can get ready because the time will come when it become more obvious. So, yeah.
Do you think that would change anything if every single person on the earth knows that aliens do exist?
Yes, it will change everything. Yeah, especially so one of the parts of our culture is religion. Okay.
Oh.
So that will change religion a lot because many of the religions don't talk about aliens or don't accept the idea of aliens. So that is going to change. And many people, they feel very close to their religion because it has to do with their beliefs.
Yeah.
So it's going to cause a shock to their belief system. And it's going to cause a shock to the control of the religion. The religion, many people think of religion as a control 工具, a control tool.
控制.
Yeah.
To control.
Yeah, it's a way to control people's beliefs and thinking. Right. Many people talk about how religion is because some people say I don't need religion. I just need myself and my heart.
Yeah.
And my feelings and this life I have, and that's good. I don't need
religions to help.
I don't need a religion to tell me how to think because I automatically think. So some people say that religion is like control to make you limit your thinking. And some people who are very free-minded, they say, I don't need that because I can think myself and it opens my life up and I grow. I grow because I have the freedom to have my own thoughts and my own feelings. Those are two
kinds of person.
Two ways of looking at it. Yeah, two kinds of people. Yeah. And that's very interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been to Area 51?
Nope.
Never
been there. I don't know anybody personally who's been there. There are many people who have spoken about being there. One of them, let's see. There's, the thing is you don't have to go to Area 51. I mean, this kind of stuff goes on all across the planet. So Area 51, the fascination with that is that that's where most of the human advanced space technologies were developed that were not shared with people. And it has, remember we were talking about the electrogravitic spacecraft propulsion. That was developed, a lot of that was developed over near Area 51. I can tell you about that later.
Okay.
And that is something I have studied a lot. That will be a technology that we will be seeing soon, within several years, I believe. At least by like 2030, I'm thinking.
Okay.
At least by then, electrogravitic spacecraft propulsion. A lot of that was developed near Area 51. And I'm talking about spaceships and stuff like that. They're all across the planet. Videos of people taking videos and pictures of spacecraft all around the planet. Where I used to live in Arizona, there's a city called Sedona. And one of my friends lived there, and he's seen several spaceships there. And I saw one. I did see one when I was living there.
You say that your friend's house?
My friend, he used to work for NASA.
Yes.
Yeah, and he has seen several of the Triangle spacecraft. And the triangle ones are usually human operated, military operated spacecraft. Mm-hmm. But there are other ones out there that belong to the aliens too. And the one I saw, I believe, I have a picture of it here, and I can show it to you later. I believe that one was like alien kind of spacecraft.
Okay.
Yeah. So
pretty cool.
It's very cool. Now, here in Taiwan, I've heard about other people talking about the alien spacecraft, about spacecraft. There's somebody who told me, let's see. Oh, somebody said that they saw the spacecraft near Hualien. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I remember one time I was in Taipei. I was talking to a taxi driver. And the taxi driver, he started talking about spacecraft and the aliens. Mm. So the taxi driver, very open-minded, because he gets to talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think people are ultimately 最终的有好多人会对外星人还有 UFO 有感兴趣。Yeah. So, yep. Interesting.
Okay. So next question. If I want to study marketing, which country should I develop my career in?
Okay. If you have, marketing is marketing. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you think that Taiwan do a good marketing job?
I think Taiwan is doing really well because Taiwan is proving its value to the entire planet, because Taiwan has the technology that is providing for the planet right now. Because previously, all of the chips, not all of the chips, but many of the chips were being produced in China. Well, now China's having all these problems, being blocked off. I'm not criticizing China. I'm just saying things change. And so the chip manufacturing is mostly going to Taiwan, right? Taiwan, and then the factories over in Taiwan or in America that are being built in America, those are Taiwanese factories. So Taiwan is really doing a good job of kind of like passive marketing, promoting itself. It's kind of passive.
Okay.
So, but in Taiwanese, traditional Taiwanese Chinese culture, 老中国的时代的风俗啊，我们有一个成语啊，就是低声下气啊。Yeah. It's like be really humble and don't promote yourself too much. That's basically kind of like that. Well, I think that some people are still like that. And I think one thing that maybe Taiwan can do is maybe promote itself more and be more brave in some ways. So that's just an idea. I'm not criticizing Taiwan, but so I think it's fine. I mean, Taiwan's doing a great job. So everyone's trying to do really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think academic qualifications are important?
As time goes on, I believe less and less. Yeah.
Because of artificial intelligence?
Partly because of that, because, well, everything's changing so fast, including artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence AI is only part of it. The rest of it is a human evolution. Right now, humans are changing very much. AI is only part of our life. It's not all of our life. Yeah. Remember I told you, we're going from the brain closer to the heart. Yeah. We're getting the balance now. Well, this is a huge change. I mean, this is only one part. This is another part. This is huge, a huge change. So the academic qualification thing only pretty much have to do with brain,
Yeah.
Where with the heart has to do with you right here. It has to do with your self-confidence and your self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how much do you trust you? Do you trust yourself or do you trust your education? Which one do you trust?
I trust myself.
Right.
Trust myself.
More, see, that's what more and more people are starting to think like that.
Mm-hmm.
I trust myself more than my education. You know, I right now I'm working here in Taiwan. I'm helping my friend.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a high education.
Mm-hmm.
I think he went to high school, but he didn't go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was, he had very, very humble beginnings. And, but he's very confident, very, very smart. He's a smart businessman, and he's also very, very strong as a person. He has very strong feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So he used his intuition. That's very good. And I see more and more people will need that more than education. So,
And do you think right now Taiwan needs to use nuclear power?
Nuclear power?
Yes. No.
Well, a short-term solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said before, we will probably see transition to safer nuclear power. If at all. Maybe not. Maybe we will transfer even faster to
another.
To the free energy or the 0-point energy.
Mm-hmm.
So free energy, 0-point energy, pretty much the same thing. There's just two words for it.
Having worked in so many countries, how do you think Taiwan's workplace culture differs from China, the US, Singapore, and the others?
So there are some flavors, some aspect of Taiwanese culture that's definitely Asian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're comparing the Asian countries, then many just the feeling or the 在中文我们说味道啊 the flavor, is kind of similar. But I think what I really like about the Taiwanese culture, though, is that it depends on the company too. Some companies are very traditional, very closed, but some companies are very open too. So, but overall, I would say it's more open. The culture is kind of more open, and it has to do also with what we talked about before, where people they help each other. So they're more willing to be more flexible in some ways. But like I said, it depends on the company. It depends on the big boss, the 大老板.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are your views on the current trade war?
Okay. We've already said that everything's changing, and it's changing very fast. So the current trade war is only a transition into something else that's going to change, something else that will appear. So the trade war, we are, across the planet, we are emerging from old system. It's very limited, it's very rigid, it's very closed, and it does not offer much freedom. Okay? So the trade war is a shock. It's shocking everybody. It's forcing everybody to stop and think about 现在我这个系统没有用. This system right now does not work. It's not useful. And so the trade war, what Trump's not doing, he knows what he's doing. So he's not the only one. I mean, he has many supporters, many people who are helping him. And he is shocking the world into thinking about how everything works. Because, like over in China's having a really huge problem because of these tariffs, these taxes, the import tariffs. And so one thing that is forcing China to do is to become not depending on the outside, but turn around and look inside, develop the country and help the people and develop, address, take care of the problems inside the country. Okay. Don't depend on the outside for the help. Depend on the inside for the help. But it's also making people think about that for themselves too. So, in other words, don't depend upon someone else to save you. It's forcing many people to look and go, you know what? I'm going to save myself. I don't need to look at this person as my hero. I will be my hero. Okay? That's what this big shock is doing to many countries and to many people. So in the future, I see Taiwan, I see China, I see many of the countries, in Asia, everywhere. They are going to turn inwards and start to take care of the inside problems, and then start to not just take care of problems, but start to develop and have their happiness from inside the country. It's also forcing people to look inside themselves and find out, are you responsible for my happiness? No, I am responsible for my happiness. That's what this is doing. This is huge. There's a huge idea that applies, the question you asked me has to do with the countries.
Yeah.
Okay. But it also is called scaling down to the small size, to where it makes people also look at themselves too, at the small scale. There's the big scale and there's the small scale. Yeah. This is called scaling. Yeah. But I think this is what Trump is trying to force people to do. Trump's a very confident man.
He is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think he's trying to teach people a lesson at the individual level as well as the country level. So very interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you learn Chinese?
Okay. Remember how I said that everybody's moving from the brain closer to the heart? The brain is still very useful.
Yeah.
Okay. There's like the bow and the arrow.
Yeah.
Bow and arrow. Okay. The arrow provides the direction, the useful direction. But the arrow needs the bow. It needs the power. Okay. You need the power, but you need the direction. That's why in Chinese, when people do this, when they're doing karate or kung fu, sometimes they do this. Have you seen them do that? Sometimes they do that. Or sometimes they do that. Okay. This is the spear.
Oh, different meanings.
Yes. This is the power. This is the direction, the spear. Many people don't know this symbolism.
Yes.
Yeah, it's everywhere. You can, if you look, you can see the symbols everywhere. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, again, it goes back to the balance again. So it's there's so much meaning everywhere. It's really, really wonderful. Yeah.
So, everyone knows. I think everybody knows that Buffett is retired, and before, when he once said that in a meeting, that saying TSMC should stay in Taiwan. What is your opinion about his view?
Okay. Anybody who makes that much money, they got help from other people.
Yes.
And in the old system, I call it the old system, the old paradigm. Anybody who makes that much money, they had help usually from the bad guys. And sometimes in Chinese we call it the 黑手党.
Yes.
是全球的黑手党. So it's the global kind of a mafia.
Yeah.
Okay. If they want, what they do is they find somebody who's smart and can do what they need them to do. And they give them the fame and the support and the money to do these things, like Buffett did, like make lots of money and invest the money in something that was interesting to the bad guys. I'll call them the bad guys. So, now Buffett, I think, was probably saying this because he was told to say this.
Oh,
that's my guess. He was told by his bosses. That's my guess. I'm sure there's more to it than that. There's more than one reason for things to happen. There's many, many levels about what's going on in the world. And so when it comes to Taiwan, though, see, Taiwan is a very beautiful, very powerful country, and it has people in here who are very hungry to learn and to develop the country beyond the small island, but beyond the small island idea, the small island mentality. So, and it is very powerful. Taiwan is like waking up. Taiwan is like a flower that's blossoming. It's starting to get bigger. And the bad people don't want people to get powerful and big. They want them to stay weak.
Oh, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, something are controlled.
It's like control. Yeah. So I think that's what Buffett was probably told, that because he wants Taiwan to stay small and weak, stay colonized, like you were talking about before, to stay under control. But that's not going to happen. The entire world, actually, everybody's waking up. Even the individual people are waking up. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Everybody's like a flower. They're starting to open up. You cannot avoid it. Yeah.
And can you recommend a TV series and a book for us?
Yeah. There's a couple of, it's like movies. There's a couple of movies I can recommend. The first one is called, there's one that came out within the last few years. It's called Valerian.
Valerian. How to spell that? Valerian.
And it's Valerian is kind of like is a natural herb, and it's spelled Valerian. What's the real name? What's the full name?
Valerian and the City of the Thousand Planets.
Yes. Okay. Oh. Isn't that a cool title? Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets, right? Yeah. Okay. If you should watch that movie, because it's a beautiful movie. Okay. The beginning of the movie talks about something that happened a long time ago. And many people think that this is that story in the beginning scene talking about Atlantis. Have you heard of Atlantis?
Yeah.
Okay. Atlantis was, in the past, Atlantis was a very advanced civilization here on Earth that had a lot of beauty, and it was very advanced technology, but it was very different technology.
Yeah.
So, and then the things that happened in the beginning is that there was some bad things that happened, and then the civilization was reduced. And the power, the self-empowerment of the people was reduced a lot. But this Valerian movie, and then it comes to the more modern times, where these the people, the lady and the guy, the boy and the girl, the hero and the heroine, they both see kind of like a virtual, kind of a fantasy world. It's kind of a fantasy, but it's actually very real.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool about this movie is that I see a lot of parallels between what happened in the movie and what's happening here on Earth. Is that people are starting to see this fantastic, beautiful future.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to happen. It's happening. It is happening. You'll see it more and more. There's really beautiful things, people expressing themselves. And then also the technologies are really crazy. Soon we're going to have hologram technology.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's in that movie, hologram technology.
Okay.
And so that's a movie. Okay. As far as a book, there's an old book that came out, I think it was in the 50s. It was written by a woman named Ayn Rand, Ayn Rand.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the book is called Atlas Shrugged.
Atlas.
ATLUS. Shrugged. SHRUGGED.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That book is a very long book, but if the book talks about self-empowerment, but it also talks about the country. The country the story takes place in the United States, and everything, all the systems, the old system in the United States, it talks about how everything is so corrupt that there's a hero who comes in. His name is John Galt. John Galt, G-A-L-T. And he was a scientist. And he comes in and he basically destroys the entire world economy. He destroyed everything so that the new world economy and the new world can be redeveloped from the beginning without the corruption.
Uh-huh.
Okay? What's cool about that's what's happening right now in this world. This world is slowly being not destroyed, but disassembled.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the same time we're starting to reassemble a new economy, a new world.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening now in this world. So across the planet. What's cool about John Galt, he was a scientist. He had in the book, they have this thing that's called the machine.
Mm-hmm.
The machine created the energy with no fuel.
Oh.
The 0-point energy machine I told you about.
Yeah.
So this is the 1950s. So Ayn Rand, the author of this book, she wrote about 0-point energy many, many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is cool because we already had that technology. She knew about it, but it was not shared with us back then. So I recommend reading that because it's cool. It's a cool book about self-empowerment. There's also a cool book about that technology, about the 0-point energy, which we will see within the next few years, I'm sure.
Okay. It's been a long time having this. Okay.
Yeah.
Having worked in so many industries, have you encountered any unforgettable challenges or projects?
Both good and bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the bad side, I would say I worked for what was considered like I remember one time I worked for this big, pretty successful, overall, nice company.
Mm-hmm.
But the team I was working with, they were very angry people, and they did not agree to cooperate.
Uh-huh.
I mean, when I go into a new team with the company, I try to talk to the people, get to know them, and shake hand and agree to cooperate. These people refuse to agree.
Huh?
They were just so angry.
Really?
Yeah. That was very difficult. That was a very difficult time. That was one of my toughest job. I was able to do everything and that I needed to do, but that's because I was confident with myself already. But these people were always depending on someone else. So again, it goes back to that whole idea where we need to turn around and look within ourselves for our strength and our own confidence. So those people didn't do that. So, and as far as like a really nice, happy work environment, well, yeah, I would say my more recent job with when I was with that Microsoft team, you know, we met some people, and you know, how many of your work colleagues that you work with, you know, that you can openly talk about love, or you can tell your colleague, "I love you." Yeah. Yeah. It's that was really beautiful. Yeah. I even hear that in Taiwan too. One of my work colleagues, you know, just said, "John, you're so happy and you're open," and then she said, "I love you." You know, but I understood what she meant. She was, you know, she's married, she has children, you know, but she doesn't mean romantic love. She means that she loves the idea of the freedom and all that, you know, and that's really very brave. That's unusual that people, but you know, more and more people are talking openly, you know, this is really nice. Love doesn't have to be romantic. Love can be like a connection.
Yeah.
It's a connector. Yep.
Well, for me, you just said that you recommend a movie for us, and I would like to say my favorite movie for you. My favorite movie is Interstellar.
Yeah.
And I think that movie is also talking about love, and it's also just
has a lot of cool science in there too.
Yeah. Also, and it's more like so it's a 10 years movie already, but still it re-put on the movie theater, and I go watch it with my mom, and it's actually the first time I watched in the cinema, and I cried 3 times. Yeah, I cried 3 times.
See, you're using your feelings.
Yeah, I
Isn't
think
that
so.
great? Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, and also every time, so the movie is not only good in its content, but also its music.
Yeah.
So every time right now when I'm studying or reading books, the movie or the music has accompanied me. Yeah.
Oh, there was actually 2 movies I want to recommend. So I already talked about the first one, because it's very futuristic. Okay, there's another very futuristic movie, but it's very powerful, I think, because it also talks about love. Is The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element.
Yeah, it has Bruce Willis and a beautiful, I think she's a Ukrainian woman, Mila Jovovich. But it's called The Fifth Element. You should watch that movie.
This one?
Yes. That is a cool movie because it takes place in the future. And it has a funny scene in there where he's eating Chinese food.
Oh, okay.
And the Chinese food is from a floating Chinese restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in his gongyu, in his apartment. And the restaurant floating by his window, and it stops, and he orders the food, and he talks to the man in there. Who's this beautiful Chinese actor, this old guy named, beautiful old man named James Hong. And anyway, so he orders the food, and he's eating with chopstick, and they're talking, and then he floats away. It is a very futuristic kind of a movie, but it talks about the battle between good and evil. And that's actually what's going on here in this planet. There's always the battle going on. And, but at the end, of the movie, the one thing that saved the planet Earth is the love. This man loves a woman, and their love is so powerful that it saved the planet.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys should see that movie. I love that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
What mindset do you think this generation needs to maintain the most?
I think people are already pretty much doing a good job already. But we need to be very okay. 一直到在中文我们说开放 Okay, we say open-minded or very open. We just say open.
Yeah.
Okay. So in English, regular English, we say open-minded. But I also said before, we need to be open-hearted. Open heart. So that's the best thing. Because right now, okay, the way old things were in the old paradigm is very, very limited, very small, very structured. There's so many rules. Okay. But over the way we're going into now, we choose the rules. And we choose what we are open to. We are open-minded, and everything is opening up. Remember I said we are like opening like a flower now.
Yeah.
And so we're opening up to so many possibilities, so many opportunities. It's really, really, really beautiful right now, what we're opening up to. But it can be very overwhelming. It's like, it's like too much. So we choose, but what's nice is we have the freedom to choose the rules that we live by and how we control ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's, so we need to, so right now my advice, yes, is be very open-minded, open-hearted, but also like learn to control yourself, during when there's so much freedom coming up. Yeah.
I guess that's a good ending.
Yeah.
So we're ending with freedom and love.
Yeah. So positive.
Yeah. I think people who have listened to this have an idea about what I am, about what I'm about.
Yeah.
And I think we have a wonderful future to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to it. And Taiwan is a really beautiful place to do that. I mean, anywhere is. And, going back to your question about where should they study, if you feel attracted to a certain place, like some people are attracted to French culture. Some people are attracted to whatever. For me, I'm attracted to, the Taiwan culture, and that's why I chose to come here. And this is what's making me happy, but everybody should follow their happiness. So if you feel like you will feel happy in Brazil or, go travel. Everybody, this will be another thing people will enjoy soon. People will enjoy more travel soon in coming years. We will enjoy more travel, and travel will be easier, and people will find a place that makes them happy, and they will move there, and they will be happy. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, it's great. It's great. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No, thank you.
好，我们谢谢 John 今天为我们带来这么棒的
演说。
对，这就是我们今天的访谈。然后我们谢谢 John。Thank you.
Yeah, we thank you, John.
谢谢你们呐，
谢谢你，谢谢你拨空过来。
好，
好了，就这样喽，大家拜拜。